Trigger pull.
Hello everyone, this is Mihigo Anaja and I want to demonstrate the RitoShack software, the second version. First of all, RitoShack is an AI-powered tool designed for developers and programmers. Because the idea of the RitoShack came from our own thoughts as developers, especially in Africa and wherever else. The problem is we usually think about limitations when we think of our goals. Instead of thinking about the new tactics to get us grow, we usually focus on the limiting bounds. Like I started programming on an old age. There are many projects of zero code, which are now bringing in even non-programmers and developing also the industry of the end user programmers, which is another big challenge for those developers who sit and deal with code. So the RitoShack is a solution for that. The RitoShack is not for non-programmers, it's just for programmers and developers who want to do things faster and more efficiently. So it's divided into three parts. The first is time additive. There is the creator's arm and smart support. So this virtual assistant has tools in time additive that will help you speed up time and perform tasks in a very short time. So the creator's arm will help you do things perfectly, but the simple ones like the website elements and the navigation buttons and other small elements, but to make them perfect, which with mobile responsive and which can best fit in different platforms. So the smart support was designed to finalize the codes. Not for coding, but finalizing the codes, minimizing your codes, compressing your codes, transforming them from one format to another. That is smart support. So let's start with time additive. So far there are 6 tools in time additive, and I want to start from step calculator. So this is the step calculator. It's used to calculate the loops usually needed in artificial intelligence to see whereby you can join members of the two arrays without repeating any error couple, without having any couple of two similar items. So to calculate how many couples will be created, we can write 13, whereby we can create 45 couples without repeating, without any couple of two identical items. Whereby for like 80, we have 3160. So now let's go to the next tool. So the next tool is the Flash HTML editor. Flash HTML editor is a text editor, but not like any other text editor. The Flash HTML editor has an auto code option, whereby when I'm writing my codes, it will automatically debug and collect my syntax, which should be very easy, even allowing me to preview what I have done. So after doing everything, I can now save and download. So the HTML Flash editor will allow you to make only one web page at a time. So next, let's go to time additive again. And open the HTML builder. So this is the HTML builder. With a simple interface like this, you can easily click on any element of the one suggested here, and you get it into your project here. After all, you can come and select the element you picked, and you can change like the size of the letters, the color, the background, the margin. Sorry, let's start with the padding and the margin. Okay. After all, you can export the project or either reset. So as you export, you write the name and proceed. So here you can save. Okay, now let's go to the Chrome extension builder. Okay, remember the Chrome extensions are used to enhance the websites and to enhance the Chromium-based browser to enhance its functionality. So you can include in a Chrome extension the styles or even JavaScript. So first of all, we start by writing the Chrome extension name and the description. You can make it anything. And the site is supported to, you can write all or write the URLs of those websites. If there are many, you have to make them comma separated. You can include the styles if you have any, and you can include JavaScript, maybe shell.js. And then you generate the manifest of your Chrome extension. After getting this, you can either copy or even download it as JSON, and you can install it into your Chromium browser like AVG or Google Chrome, and then you will activate the developers mode to package the extension for the Chrome Web Store. So let's go to the next. Here we have HTML form builder. Okay, for the HTML form builder, you start by writing the name of your form, and you can include any fields of your type, allowing the label and maybe the options if you want. For example, if it's a select, you can have options. If it's a radio button, if there are radio buttons or checkbox, you can have options. So after selecting this, with the comma separated options, then you can create the form. So this is it. After all, you can download the form. So after doing this, you will customize the form to the styles you want. And let's go next to the CRUD generator. So this platform also has another tool used in developing management information systems. While making with this CRUD generator, you can both create a database table and also the interface to manage the data stored into the database. So for example, it can be a table to register the students, where you can make it simple, maybe with starting from the student name and the length of the name, the class, and the length maybe 10, and anything else you may like to include can be included. And then finally you will export by writing the database server name, the database username, the password if any. So if there is no password, you can leave this field empty, and the database name and the database table. So the table you name your database will also be the table of your CRUD you generated. Remember, CRUD is create, read, update, and delete. So it will allow you to insert data, to view the data inserted, to update, and to remove the data. So now let's go to the creators arm. I think we are done with the time additive. So remember, the creators arm is made of tools that don't usually make complete things. They make small elements that can be inserted into your work, and they also provide some interfaces where you do everything by yourself. Okay, starting from HTML list builder. With a simple text editor like this, you can just write the name, make a list like this, which is line separated, and finally choose if it's an ordered list or unordered. So for example, let's start with unordered. So the list will look like this, and you can export it. And you can also make it ordered, whereby by default it will have numbers. So finally you can export it. So let's go to the next tool, which is the code editor. While I was building this Rito Shack, I understood not everyone will use the HTML Flash editor, because there are other languages which are not HTML. So there is also a simple code editor where you can write the name of your file and the extension, maybe BART, and then you can also include the codes inside of the codes of any type. And you can now save it. Choose the location. And then save. So we can check the file we created, the batch file we created is now here, and I can run it. To see if it works. Okay, as you can see, it says hello world and says press any key to continue, so it works. So to the next, let's go to the next tool. Next, I would like to explain the nuts writer and the emit nuts writer at the same time, because the two editors are similar but for different languages. As you can see, this is a field, but this is the editor for nuts. Nuts is a language that uses dynamic programming, whereby the codes are divided into very small program files, which are then combined to make a complete software. So this tool helps you create those files as many as you want, and you can include your codes. For maybe the nuts language. Okay, anything. And after making all this, you can then export. You will get all the files together of the program you created after suggesting the program name and clicking proceed. So that is absolutely the same for the emit nuts. The interfaces are similar but for two different languages. So now let's go to the HTML drop-down builder. So now this is similar to the HTML list builder, but it's used for building the drop-down list. So this is the drop-down list, and you can export it. Then finally make the style you want. Okay, now let's go to the next. Which is the web page blogger. If you're familiar with Google's Blogger platform, blogger.com, then you need this. Usually it's really hard to make posts every day if you have other responsibilities. Making blog posts every day, making one every day, maybe like 1, 2, 3 every day, and publishing them is sometimes hard to follow the schedule. But if you use this web page blogger, you can make as many contents at once. Hereby I can select multiple HTML files containing contents. You remember it's very easy to convert contents from the Word document into HTML. So I can take these files and then open them. After opening them, they are now all here, and I can extract. If I extract and download, I will get an XML file, and that XML file can be now uploaded into my Blogger account, so as to import all these posts instead of writing one by one, which is very easy compared to how it is done today. So now let's check the next tool. Which is the HTML navbar builder. So the HTML navbar builder is used to make the navigation bar of your website by just simply including all the tabs here and their links. And finally, I can export by first naming my navigation bar, maybe quality. And I will select the colors. The first is the text color, which I may set to maybe white, and the background to green. Okay. Here I can write the hex code 33993. Okay, this is now green. So then this will reverse when one hovers on it with the mouse, with the cursor. So I will now choose the navbar mouse over color to green, to the same green. And the mouse over background color to white. Then proceed. Okay, let's now check how it looks like. By simply opening it. So this is how your navigation bar will look like even in the mobile, and it can also fit in mobile devices. In all devices of all size, it can fit. So let's check. But before I show you how it will look like in the mobile devices, you will make the same case while making the navigation bar, where you will find that there is some gap between the borders of your web page and the borders of the navigation bar. So remember, by default, the body has the margin of 8 pixels. So remember to set it to 0. After making it 0 pixels, then the navigation bar will fit. And now you can also make other changes you want, like maybe the shadow. Include the shadow. And here you can change it to any way you want. So it's a simple design. You can make any changes you want. And let's see how it looks like when you minimize the screen and in mobile devices. Start with simple mobile devices. So it will look like this, and you can click the plus to view the tabs and minus to hide them. And let's see how it will look like in iPhone SE. So this is how it looks like And how about in Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus? Okay, this is how it will look like for Samsung. And you can make any other changes you want to this navigation bar. It's very simple. So now let's continue with the next tool. So now the next tool is the button generator. Let's see how it looks like. With this button generator, you will simply make any button, just writing the call to action, the link, suggesting the color of text and the background color. So maybe let's make it, okay, let's make the call to action call now, and the link may be tel plus 250 0 7 9 25 48 47 8. So when you generate it, simply write this. This is how it will look like, and you can now copy the codes. But you can also customize the colors. Maybe the text color to black, okay. And let's check if we make the background color blue. Let's check. So you can even make it like this, or even green, yellow, any color. And then you can copy your codes and take them into your project you're working on. So for the next tool is the web page merger. So don't complicate it with the web page blogger, though they may sometimes look alike, but there is a bit difference. While making all those small elements we have made since the video started, you can combine them into one web page by just selecting them and then upload them into the web page merger. So let's see how it works. I can select all this and open them. Then they will come in the order I selected them, one by one. So, sorry. Okay, let me select them again. Okay, they will come in the order I selected them, and I can extract and download. So if I extract and download, let's check what happens. So as you can see, all the files, all those small web pages we made in the past are now joined into one, and you can make an order you want. I selected them randomly, but you can order them starting from the navigation bar and ending to a footer if you have created it. So this is just simple. And now we are done with the creator's arm. So let's go to the smart support. So here inside the smart support we have the CSS minifier, the JavaScript minifier, HTML minifier, the HTML comments remover, the CSV to SQL query converter, and the CSV to HTML table converter. So I will start with the HTML minifier. No, sorry, the CSS minifier. So I can check into my projects. So I can pick any of these projects and take it into the RetoShack to compress it to see the difference. So we are now going to upload a file into the CSS minifier to see how it works. So sorry, it's already uploaded, and let me minify it and wait. So these are the minified codes, and let's check if you save them. Sorry. So let me call it maybe query.css. Going into that location, I will first check the chart characters to see the size it had before. So it's 1.3 megabits, and let's check the new file to see how the size it has. So it's now 1.09. It have already compressed the project, so this is how it works. It will minimize your codes to save the storage, and the codes will keep working as usual. So remember there is a CSS minifier, a JavaScript minifier, and an HTML minifier. They do almost the same thing. So there is also an HTML comments remover, which is has a similar interface, but it will not compress the codes, but we only remove the comments. Comments are important while editing, but for finalized work, there is no need for comments. So to save the storage, you can remove the comments without damaging the style to make the codes readable even after being hosted. So when you uncomment, only the codes will come but not the comments. So let's check the CSV to HTML table converter. So now the CSV to HTML table converter, we convert contents from Excel into an HTML table. Let's check an example. When I upload a CSV file, first of all, we have to save a CSV file, and when I upload it like this software pricing, then convert it, I will have something like this, which seems to be scattered, but let's download and check. Okay, software pricing. And now let's open it. So the CSV file will now create an HTML table like this. So now let's see if we now upload that CSV file into the CSV to SQL query converter. So first of all, so let me upload the same CSV file to see the difference. Open and convert. So I will first have to write the table name where the files have to be uploaded, because this is creating an insert query from my CSV file. So maybe let's make it pricing, and then convert. So I will now have a query like this. Insert into pricing, then all those values here. So I can now copy this into my database management system so that I can upload this. So now we are done. This is all in the RetroShark tool. More features may be added to the new versions of RetroShark, and if you are watching this video from the YouTube channel Triggerpool, remember to subscribe, because some videos posted in the past and in the future are not visible to non-subscribers. Remember to subscribe, and please comment for ideas and other queries that might be important to you or to me. Thanks a lot.